Good morning and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Morning Sales Step Up. A big hello if you're joining me here today live every day at 9 a.m. all the way across lockdown. And so how's your week going? We're at Thursday now. How are you doing against your targets? How are you doing with those conversations that you've been hoping to have? Have you kept yourself accountable and done everything you said you would on Monday? Well, if you haven't, today's the day to bring it back. So you've still got an opportunity to pull it back over today and, of course, tomorrow. So I want to give you a couple of ideas this morning about comparison pricing and tomato sauce. Now, this comes back to something that my husband said, which is always a worry when you're going from what your husband said. So if you're joining me today, say a big hello. I can't wait to share some of this stuff with you. I can see there's a couple of people coming on stream now, which is great. I can only see you though if you put something in the comments. So if you say a big hello, that would be lovely. And I would love to say hello back. If you haven't met me before, my name is Victoria Fleming. I am a sales trainer and consultant. And across this lockdown Mark 2 in the UK, I am live every morning at 9 with some sales tips, some inspiration, and on Fridays, some very special guests. So do make sure you stick around to find out a bit more about what's happening tomorrow around that, because that's super exciting. Hi, Alison. Great to see some people coming online there. Lovely to see you. Hi, Neil. I'm super excited to see you. 9 a.m. You see, it's a sharp start for Thursday. It really is. But we are going with 10 minutes of quick tips and inspiration. Now, I want to talk about tomato sauce. Hi, Sam. Oh, we've got loads of people coming in today. Lovely to see you all. So as you know, we're only going to do 10 minutes. We're going to be quick. So Pirate Pete, you know the deal. We're putting 10 minutes on the clock and off we go. As I said earlier this week, my husband did a lockdown shop. That's right. It was online tippity-tap ordering and it delivered and he unpacked it. And you would think that would be the end of that, but it really wasn't, because essentially I've never heard the end of it since. And there's a reason. It was because of the tomato sauce. So you know that thing where you do an online shop and then what happens is people replace it. You know, they switch stuff out. They say, oh, we did like a replacement item because the thing wasn't available. Well, my husband had bought a 900 milliliter big thing of tomato sauce. He was very excited about it, turns out. I didn't know this, but he was very excited about it. And they obviously didn't have anything available. So they replaced it with a 500 milliliter thing of tomato sauce for the same price. Well, it was 20 pence difference. I've still never heard the end of it. I've literally never heard the end of it. And that really made me think about comparison pricing, because the thing was, if he'd been able to buy the 500 milliliter bottle at the original price, then probably he wouldn't have really had a problem with it. But the thing was, is that he already had in his head that for only 20 pence more, he was going to get the bigger bottle. And I thought this is the whole point. The thing is that what we've done is we've put a comparison in, and the comparison that he had was a big bottle, 400 millimeters more for only 20 pence. And he's never, ever going to forgive this particular supermarket for allowing this to happen. So that's our start for 10. Our start for 10 is when we're selling, how are we making comparisons that make people excited to maybe buy that little bit more from us? And because if you think about it, supermarkets do this all the time. They do like, a tin of beans for 59 pence or buy two for £1. And it's like, well, I have to buy the two because it's like so much more value. Are we doing this in our selling? So when you start to think about this, essentially what you're doing with this approach is you're making the lower price seem ugly and unattractive by putting so much additional value on that higher priced item. Hey, Mark, great to see you. Oh, brilliant. We're live again. Hooray. I've had a pretty good run this week. So, yeah, it was going to happen sooner or later. So my question is, how can you price and use this point of comparison? Because psychologically, we always want the bigger thing for the lower amount of money. Well, one of the things that I love working with people on is around creating packages of their products and services. What's amazing about that is it gives you the opportunity to bundle things together to offer more value. And as a result of that, to actually ensure that that higher priced package or bundle looks more attractive than a single item or a lower priced item. So for example, it might be that if you're selling, I don't know, if you're selling software, let's say, it might be that you can do a deal where you can say, well, 5 users is this amount of money, but actually we do a package for 10 users that includes the training, the this, the that, the other, so on and so forth. You can bolt on a lot more value. And then talk about the difference. So it's only an extra. It's only an extra. Think about the tomato sauce. It's only an extra 20 pence for an extra 400 milliliters. It's only an extra. That's a great way of actually thinking about it. And then you can start to pull that back to equivalence pricing as well. Because when you're talking about things like software, that's really helpful to start to talk about what the impact is per user or per month or per month per user. So you can pull it right down, and then you start to come on to what you're really saying is, well, look, for £1.50 a month per user, you can have all of this, and that includes ding, 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 ding. This is a brilliant way of doing it, because all of a sudden that feels like a really small amount of money. It also means that your comparison can then become really small, or you can just have the product for £1.20. So it's only an extra 30 pence and you get all of this extra stuff. So make the comparison. Think about how are you making a piece of comparison pricing in your sales to make the lower priced item look really ugly. Because remember, people love a bargain. So the more that you can bundle that value into your higher priced item, whatever that might be, the more helpful that will be to you. So not only is my other half never going to trust a supermarket doing online shop for him because he feels like he's getting the worst deal by doing that, but also I felt that I'd had a refresher about, actually, I really need to remember that this is how people buy, because we all love a bargain. We all want something cheaper. We all want to feel we've got the best offer, and this is a great way of doing it. Are you doing comparison pricing at the moment? Do you use it? Do you have packages that you build like this? One of the things that people love is they love a choice. So it's great to be able to offer people a choice of 2. Do you want A or do you want B? But always make sure that the one that is the better value is really illustrating all the extra value they're getting for the difference between those 2 items. That's my little tip for today. So let me know if it's working for you and what you're up to today. It's been fantastic for you to stick around and see me through my tech difficulties. Tomorrow is going to be better. And in fact, talking about tomorrow is going to be a super exciting day, because tomorrow I am joined by a super special guest. You may have come across him. His name is Jeff Nicholson. He is he actually created the Success IQ mindset. And that to me is really important, especially if you're in sales, because I think sales is all about that success, that achievement, that pushing on, and actually the resilience around that. So how can you create it? We're going to talk to Jeff about how he came up with that tomorrow. And he's going to be giving us 3 tips that we can immediately implement in our day-to-day sales life. So do stick around and come back and see me tomorrow at 9 o'clock with no tech issues. And we will yet again be live at 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you at 9 o'clock on Lockdown Lives tomorrow. Until then, have a good one.